Hello, grade 11, and welcome to your first worksheet revision video. Okay, so I'm going to start reading the worksheet with you. Please follow along. Of course, one of the very most important themes we're going to take this year is pollution, and probably the most severe type of pollution that's affecting our oceans, our water sources, our seas is plastic pollution. Now let's begin. Read the following excerpt from the article Plastic Pollution, then answer the questions that follow. Plastic pollution is the accumulation in the environment of synthetic plastic products to the point where they create problems for wildlife and their habitat, as well as for human populations. Notice how the author here is giving us a definition. This is a very important technique. In 1907, the invention of bakelite brought about a revolution in materials by introducing truly synthetic plastic resins into the world of commerce. Paragraph 2. By the end of the 20th century, however, plastics were found to be persistent polluters, meaning they stay and they continue, of many environmental niches from Mount Everest to the bottom of the sea, whether being mistaken for food by animals, flooding low-lying areas by clogging drainage systems, or simply causing significant aesthetic blight. What does this mean? What does aesthetic mean? Aesthetic means everything related to beauty. Causing blight in it is causing it to become ugly. You know, looking at your surroundings and finding plastic bags, plastic bottles, plastic litter everywhere is truly an aesthetic blight. And this is one of the worst effects of plastic pollution. Paragraph 3, plastic is a polymeric material. Another definition for what plastic is. That is, a material whose molecules are very large, often resembling long chains made up of a seemingly endless series of interconnected links. Okay, if I were to ask you about the pattern of organization here, you would definitely say it's one of definition. Why? Because the author is defining what a plastic is. Natural polymers, and as you know, from chemistry, polymer, more than one molecule. Okay, polymers such as rubber and silk exist in abundance, but nature's plastics have not been implicated in environmental pollution because they do not persist in the environment. Natural polymers, that's natural plastics. Today, like rubber. Today, however, the average consumer comes into daily contact with all kinds of plastic materials that have been developed specifically to defeat natural decay processes. Materials derived mainly from petroleum. Okay? Those synthetic, meaning unnatural, the opposite of natural, synthetic plastic is made of from petroleum, which is extracted from the earth. It can be molded, okay, cased, spun, or applied as a coating. The problem with synthetic or unnatural plastic is that they are largely non-biodegradable. They do not break down. They do not decompose in nature. They stay there for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Paragraph 4. As of 2018, about 380 million tons of plastic is produced worldwide each year. From the 1950s up to 2018, an estimated 6.3 billion tons of plastic has been produced worldwide, of which an estimated 9% has been recycled and another 12% has been incinerated, burned. Imagine the kind of pollution when plastic is burned, the kind of emissions that it gives. This large amount of plastic waste enters the environment, with studies suggesting that the bodies of 90% of seabirds contain plastic debris. Some researchers suggest that by 2050, there could be more plastic than fish in the oceans by weight. Now let's answer the following questions using our own words, of course. According to paragraph 1, why is plastic an issue? Going back to paragraph 1, okay, we see that it's an issue because it creates problems for wildlife and their habitats, as well as for human population. That's a direct answer there. List 3 negative effects of plastics. Okay, plastics can be mistaken for food by animals. Animals, for example, such as sea turtles, who think that plastic bags are jellyfish, which they feed on. So they try to eat the plastic bag and they choke and die. They can flood low-lying areas by clogging drainage systems. You know, all those floods we get in Lebanon every time it rains, even a little bit, is because all the sewage systems, the drainage systems are clogged by mostly plastic garbage. Or simply cause significant aesthetic blight, means they look very ugly in the environment. They spoil the scenery. Number 3, what is the difference between natural plastic and synthetic plastic with regards to polluting the environment? As we said, natural plastic is biodegradable, meaning it can be broken down, it breaks down, it decomposes in the environment, while synthetic plastic does not. It's non-biodegradable, does not break down. Okay, name the source of plastics. As we found, plastic is derived from petroleum here. That would be synthetic plastic, of course, and it's molded, cased, spun, or applied as a coating. Now, let's answer the critical thinking questions or the organizational skills question. What is the significance of the title to the text? As we have learned before, the title is always a condensed or should always be a condensed or mini summary of the main idea of the text. So plastic pollution. The title Plastic Pollution is a mini summary of the main idea of the text, which focuses on the issue of plastic pollution. These ideas are then fully elaborated in the text, full stop. What's the author's purpose for writing the above article? We notice that the article provides information, provides facts, and no emotion, we don't see opinion, just dry, neutral facts. So the author in the above text sheds light on the issue of plastic pollution and its many effects. You can also say the author informs about the effects of plastic pollution on the environment. Name 2 ways by which the author of the above text achieves credibility. Remember the three ways by which authors achieve credibility: real facts, real names, dates, statistics, statements of authority, and expert opinion, and of course, real life examples. In order to achieve credibility, the author here uses real dates such as 1907. Please give me an example when you say that the author uses real dates. And 20th century, he also uses facts and statistics such as 380 million tons of plastic is produced worldwide each year. In C, we have the chart. We're going to analyze a chart as we were used to doing last year. Take a look. This is a bar graph. And what does it represent? How do we know? We have to read the title. The chart below depicts the number of premature deaths attributed to particulate matter pollution in the air in 2007. In the EU, of course, in the European Union. Let's take a look at the chart. Of course, from the most to the least, we find that Germany is up there with 62,300 premature deaths, meaning untimely death before this person should die. Okay, and the least in the chart, but not necessarily the least in Europe, is Greece with 12,000 premature deaths. So how do we write that into a chart analysis? As we learned from before, in a chart analysis, we write a topic sentence which we get directly from the title of the chart. Okay. The instructions, the chart below depicts the number of premature deaths till the end. So the title will be, okay, put into a topic sentence. The chart depicts the number of premature deaths attributed to particulate matter, meaning air pollution in 2015. Of course, here you can also include in EU. It's better to include in EU, meaning the European Union. As we can see, that now the analysis part. Okay, done with topic sentence. The analysis, analyze the numbers. As we can see, the country with the highest premature deaths related to air pollution is Germany. Put the number, followed by Italy, again the number. Write them in order from the most to the least, until we arrive to Greece with 12,000. So now we need a conclusion. Thus, we can conclude that there are many deaths related to air pollution. Okay, if you want, here you can say many premature deaths related to air pollution in Europe, with Germany being at the top of the list. Now, come to think of it, Germany is the largest economy in Europe, meaning that it's the most industrialized. It has the most industries, the most factories. So obviously there would be more pollution in Germany, causing more premature deaths. Okay, so it's good to state that in my conclusion. Moving on to part D, pronoun reference. Sometimes I give you terms, sometimes I give you pronouns. In this case, I gave you a term and a pronoun. Non-biodegradable in paragraph 3. What does it refer to? Take a look at non-biodegradable. The problem with synthetic plastics is that they are largely non-biodegradable. So we're talking about synthetic plastics. Okay, this in paragraph 4. Okay, let's take a look. Of course, before, from the 1950s up to 2018, an estimated 6.3 billion tons of plastic has been produced worldwide, of which an estimated 9% has been recycled and another 12% has been incinerated. This large amount of plastic, okay, this refers to large amount of plastic. So let's put that into words. Go back to part E. The term non-biodegradable refers to, of course, synthetic plastics. This in paragraph 4 refers to large amounts of plastic waste that enters the environment. Please write it in sentence form. Now find words in the text which most closely mean the following. Cannot decompose, I already explained that. Going back to paragraph 4, non-biodegradable, meaning it cannot be broken down in nature. It stays and it pollutes. Number 2, continuing to do something, as I explained, of course, in paragraph 2, persistent. Okay, goes on and on and on. There's this persistent noise that's annoying me. It goes on and on and on. Plastic is persistent, meaning it stays and stays and stays in the environment. Finally, blocking, of course, blocking the drainage, blocking the sewage, clogging. Home, paragraph 1, home of animals, habitat, of course, the natural home of animals. And I guess this is it, okay, for our worksheet. For any questions you might have, please tell me, okay? We will discuss it together. See you then. Bye.